Francis finds himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. Words by Luigi Coppola, art by Mark Shuttleworth. After a particularly stressful morning at Howard and Phillips solicitors, Francis felt that the best way to relax would be to summon Baphomet for a chinwag. Leaving the drab grey of the office block for the putrid illuminations of the local co-op, Francis began with stealthily obtaining the ancient prerequisites for the invocations, though each item reminded him of various distasteful elements found in his life. Francis was self-loathingly unaware that the emotional weighting of the ingredients was the fundamental element needed for the summoning. But as most corporeal entities defined by their somewhat self-imposed 3.5-dimensional existence will not understand. All he really understood was the concrete. First, salt, which triggered a flashback to the morning collection of the twisted, jovial faces of his colleagues, jostling for the best view of Francis's face when he tasted the sodium-spiked Earl Grey tea he had made for himself, and only left for 10 seconds to go find a spoon. Enough time for the pack to gather. Second, candles, which evoked the stench of the cleaner's aftershave that mingled with bleach and polish and urine and feces. And third, matches, short, thin and re-tipped, painfully and insecurely phallic in their accurate length and breadth. The checkout clerk tapped at the till, scanned the 3 items and frowned at Francis, who added him to the list, which at last count was up to 42. A difficult amount of bodies to dispose of no matter how you cut it. Once home, Francis fed Henry his dinner, who sleepily but happily poked his head from his shell to nibble at the lettuce, shut the blinds that seemed to groan down the drop of the window, and dragged the sofa to the side of the room, rubber feet screeching on warped floorboards. He then proceeded to arrange the 10 candles, a pentagram of wax and wick, measured against the splintered edges of the floorboards. The salt was poured into the lines, joining the candles as carefully as a mother, as exact as an undertaker. The matches were struck, his groin tensing involuntarily at every flick lighting a different candle, each accompanied with an incantation. As the final light erupted in its microcosmic splendor, Francis sat cross-legged in the center of the pentagram, whispering and waiting and wanting. From out of the shimmering and pulsating ejaculation of energy and mass and light, Baphomet appeared, horned and hooved, crowned and curvaceous, translucent and tentacled. Triangles, circles and crescents all danced on around within her, a hypnotic display of power and persuasion. Those buck horns with those nanny eyes and doe ears and biddy chin all spun. A mist of formaldehyde surrounded her and filled the room, while a double helix of serpents caressed her chest, licking the breasts that hung like sacks of molten gold. And promises. And Baphomet waited in the center of the pentagram. She waited and pondered and hovered above a pool of blood that bubbled and boiled and seeped through the cracks of Francis's cheap, swollen floorboards. Notes. 1. Yes, the duck, but in the grand traditions of J.R.R.T.S. J.K. 2. Yes, head screwdriver, but combined with 1 to have the full effect. 3. Say her name 3 times and maybe she'll appear for you. 4. Company that provides, completely unrelatedly, funeral and food services. 5. Who you gonna call? 6. I weighted her heart and found it wanting. She loved, she lost, her panting wasted. Louis Cooper. 7. Space-time invariably influences the level of control we have over those dimensions, ranging from complete to illusionary. Consider the effects of relativity and time dilation on astronauts and their earthbound twins. 8. I shivered in those solitudes when I heard the voice of the salt in the desert, Pablo Neruda. 9. If planning a summoning, avoid blood-red candles as it confuses Cerberus. 10. It only takes one tree to make 1,000 matches, say 14. 42. The answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe and everything. 11. For quality blinds at reasonable prices, please visit www.slumdogmillionairesurgery.com. 12. If planning a summoning, avoid vanilla candles as it confuses St. Paul. 13. Activity for all the family. Try using uncooked spaghetti to make your own demon summoning pentagram. Kids will love using their hands to craft and create and then shake their dark lord's soul devouring palms. 14. But only takes one match to burn 1,000 trees. The back of a box of England's glory matches. 15. Talk is cheap, but can cost a soul. 16. Imagine those white blood cells you see in your eyelashes when you squint or stare at a blue sky. Imagine every single one of them dancing across your retina, stilettos stabbing into the cornea, sweat pouring in through the pupil. 17. E equals MC squared. 18. Face front, true believer. 19. Cut alliterative qualities. Pedantry, primness, prestige, peaches. 20. Double D. 21. And so the remnants of Francis was found in the wrong place at the wrong time.